Hello and welcome to another video, and it is after the patch. We have our blood asps, and we're going to use them to do some stuff. Now, I have the Prime Special and the Hero, because I got the Collector's Pack with the add-ons. But I felt like the Omnipods on these two different mechs were just in the wrong place. The Prime comes with the Omnipods that have the Gauss rifles in the side torsos and the energy in the arms, and the Hero, the Rancor, I believe that's how you pronounce it, comes with the Omnipods that have energy and missile in the side torsos. I felt like this was backwards. The Prime here has a center torso missile, so I'm taking that into consideration as well, and basically I've sort of swapped these mechs around. So, for the Prime here, and we're going to do the two different builds, we're going to play a few matches in this video as a sort of just be like blood asp first impressions kind of thing. What I've done is I have done a brawl type design. I have gone with the Hero right and left torsos, the center torso of the Prime, which gives me that extra missile hard point, which thankfully, because clan SRMs are so small and light, a SRM 6 plus Artemis fits in the CT. We have the B variant right and left arms, which give us more missile. So we're doing a total of 5 SRM 6 plus 2 large pulse lasers. And I find this works quite well. You've got a pretty good heat management of 1.32. The large pulse lasers give you a little bit of poke if you need it. They're quite high on the mech here. If we go to camo spec quickly, we can see the positioning is that these large pulse are in line with cockpit, so they're your poke weapons when you require them. And then when you get close, you have practically heat neutral. If you don't fire the large pulse, practically heat neutral SRM 6s. Because if we take these off here, we can see our heat management is 1.98. So if we're just using the SRM 6s, we can just brawl with those the entire time with a firepower of 60, which is pretty impressive, I have to say so. But we shall reset that real quick. Yeah, it may look like a lot of armor here. Not a lot of armor, a lot of ammo, but my rule is half a ton for every 2 rating of SRM. So that means every SRM 6 is going to need a ton and a half. So ton and a half, a ton and a half there, so that's those two. Same thing over here, and then an extra ton and a half for that one. So it's basically the right amount of ammo for this mech to do its thing. In the skill tree, we have gone down the left side in order to get the missile spreads, missile rack, and all that kind of stuff. We have the survival tree. We're not going with mobility. We're already fairly slow. We'll just have to cope. Increasing by 7.5% is not going to really do that much when our base speed is only 64. It's only going to put us to 69, so 5 kph is not worth the amount of extra firepower nodes I can get. And we've got some operations to get rid of that screen shake so that when we are brawling and we are getting hit, we can continue to track our opponents easier, and then sensors to get 60% radar deprivation. So let us head into maybe a match or two with this brawl version of the blood asp and see how this design works. And for our first match, we have the new map, Solaris City. Excellent. We took our brawler mech to a brawler map. So we have tons of SRM ammo. Oh my god, the little frame derps ever so often here. I think it's because I don't know what's happening in the background. Maybe I'm downloading too much stuff, but we are moving towards the center of the map. There is the sort of outskirtsy areas, which are sort of residential apartments and industrial complexes, and then right here in the center of the map, the Echo 5 to Delta 4 area. Oh geez, another frame skip. We have nice core downtown area where we can beat the shit out of other people. Let us get onto one of these raised platforms here. That's right, that's the center right there. So we could start seeing opponents at any time here. There, right side.
Acquired.
Use our large pulse to poke at this range. We're gonna drop. Really want to go center right here. All these guys are moving down this route, so let's go with them. All the little things there. All these different restaurants and such. Love it. There's the Atlas. Fire on it. Probably don't need our various night visions and stuff here. It is the Kraken. It is that new hero. Just pumping out SERMs and large pulse into it. Let's move across. Let's go charge straight at this other assault over here. Let's get him back into cover. Oh god. Enemies coming in. Get up to the wall. Me and this Fafnir. We're gonna hold the line. Hopefully our allies will keep people from coming in behind us. We just have to focus on what's above and what's in front of us. That's the hope, at least. We're kind of in a forward position here, but that's okay. My left arm is damaged. That means it should be okay to peek with my right side here. There's some enemies. Let's not go that direction. Enemy farm. Best I can do is just put some pulse lasers into it and start maneuvering. I need to basically just go this way, take down the Atlas. At least this way, I can hit my opponents. That other Atlas is CT crit. Throw out some more damage at that Blood Asp. Excellent. Okay, I'm feeling pretty confident here. I'm not that worried about that single arm I have weak, because it is simply a SRM6. It's not anything huge. So I could theoretically lose it. Oh, good hit there on the opponent, but did overheat. We'll just go down to our SRMs here, because they are fairly heat efficient. Wait for this guy to pop out again. Oh, come on. He should have been ended. He's down. No, he's not down. Why is he not down? Okay, I'm just going to end him. There we go. He's down. Come around the corner. No fear. We're almost dead anyway. Who cares? Take out the other side torso on that guy. We're override engaging anyway because we're about to die. Go, 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 go. Take out that guy. Axon. Push, push, push. Go, brawl, Asp. You can do it. Oh, CT on this thing. Oh, come on. Shoot. Shoot something. No, he got away. I'm just like aiming at him. Shoot something. But no, we went down. 891 damage with 3 kills, 4 assists. Oh, I think my team can pull this through here with the 8-5 advantage, 9-5 now with the Marauder 2C here. Still got armor everywhere, so no worries. He'll be able to clean up the opponents. We've got also a Dire Wolf with 4 Ultra 5s and some lasers. We got a bunch of weight still on our team. Nova Cat with a pair of Gauss. Yeah, excellent. Black Widow going in, triple Ultra 5. Just need to put one more good hit in the center, and he drops the Gargoyle. And all that's remaining, I can't remember if that Irby went down. EHD is the last opponent left. But in the meantime, our Osiris here can just start going and capturing the enemy base, and start getting the cap points. Oh, there we go. There's the enemy. Oh, it's that rifleman. Oh, it's that 6 light PPC rifleman that was peppering me before and caused me to force me to move from my position. Oh, here we go. Here's somebody that's seeing him. Go, Direwolf. Who shot him? I'm trying to find the person. There we go. The Direwolf got him. Good game to our opponents. I think we did well there. We just sort of took our mech right to the middle of the enemy force and just bullied them. We got 369,000 C-bills with 163,000 from our various bonuses. 891 damage done with 3 kills, 8 assists. One of those was solo kill, and one with the kill most damage dealt. I could have been 4 kills though if I had just one more of my weapons recycled in time to kill that Irby, but oh well. But let us go on to the other Blood Asp and look at its build. So where in this brawling Blood Asp, I took the hero's left and right torso in order to make this work. On the hero, I've basically I've turned it into a prime in that sense, because I'm like, whatever. I don't have the missile anymore because I don't have those side torsos, so why go missile? Let's just do a classic sort of Gauss and laser design on the hero. So we've taken all of the various prime things, the 2 prime side torsos that give us a high-mounted Gauss rifle, the 2 prime arms which give us those 3 ER meds in each arm, total of 6. These ER mediums are a very nice backup punch, although they are a little low compared to the Gauss rifles. So if you look at the mech here, Gauss rifles are right in line with the cockpit, so if we're doing peeking, we're going to be using those primarily. And then the ER mediums are very low comparatively to that. So it's kind of annoying, because the other mech that is very similar to this in terms of its performance, this is a 90-ton clan assault. What other 90-ton clan assault do we have that has this stuff? We have the Death Strike, which actually my Death Strike has the exact same build, 6 ER mediums and a pair of Gauss rifles. But if we look at the Death Strike, the medium lasers are much higher compared to the cockpit, where on the Blood Asp here, they are much lower. So on the Blood Asp, the medium lasers are acting more as a backup weapon, I'd have to say. You are thinking more, oh, this is if somebody pushes me and fully exposes, or if I am pushing and I'm going to use them, or if there is a light that's harassing me, specifically because these have lower arm actuators, where, if I'm not mistaken, the Death Strike does not have lower arm actuators. That's where that comes in. So it's just a different feel to how you play these mech comparatively to the Death Strike. You have to commit a little bit more if you want to use those lasers and such. For skills on this, we're obviously going down the right side here. We're getting the magazine capacity and the 3 laser duration nodes that are quite easy to get. We don't get the Gauss charge. It increases the duration which you can hold the charge. I don't think this is relevant at all, because if you're doing this correctly, you should only hold the charge for a fraction of a second. You should be able to go, this is my shot, charge up. The instant you see green on your crosshairs from all of the other weapon groups using that trick, you let go of it. You don't need to hold your Gauss round. If anything, I would like to see this skill tree node be switched to reduce the amount of time it takes to charge, not the length in which you can hold it. Being able to get the Gauss to fly out a quarter second earlier than the current 0.75 charge time, that would be nice. We've got the survival tree, because staying alive is good, and the longer we stay alive, the more damage we tend to do. Don't need any mobility because we're already slow. We've got our operations and our sensors. It's basically the same layout as I had as the other Blood Asp, but I've taken the firepower, and instead of it being over here for missiles, it's over here for ballistics. That's it. But let us give this a try. We're going to try to do some high poking with these Gauss rifles. Try not to show off much of our mech, and then if we do, we're going to use those ER mediums to focus on specific weak components and try to drill them out. But let's see how this does on the battlefield. And we're back again on Solaris City. It seems people like the new map, as it's getting voted for pretty heavily. But moving to the front here, where in the previous match, we wanted to focus on getting close to the opponents. Obviously, we had about a 285 meter range with our SERMs, the tiny bit of range quirk on them before. We have a lot more range now. We have our Gausses reaching out to 712 here. So instead of maybe going down these streets and trying to push close to the opponent, maybe we're going to try to flank one of the alleyways and shoot down one of the streets from a distance. So I wonder, we could try to shoot maybe here across the center. Maybe that might be a little too tight for us. I don't even know if we can fit through there. Probably. But I'm contemplating if we can get out maybe into Echo 4, there might be some stuff for us. But otherwise, we're just going to maybe try to trade a couple things here across the center. Let's see who's here. We've got this building that we can take cover behind if we need to. We're just going to move out slowly this way. They're going to Echo 4. Boom. Nice big hit into that Timberwolf. The target's bottom, so we know where he is. We can continue moving towards. We can always escape Delta 5 if required. Boom. Another big hit. Accelerate into cover. Excellent. No damage yet. 2 enemies on the left. Looks like those guys on the left are isolated. Eat them. Might be that the guys we're fighting are isolated instead of them, but we don't know. Flick got one of the hits in. Oops, again, move back behind cover. We're going to continue poking down this right way there. Ooh, that Timby. He was almost poking out. Feels like it's sort of blocked in there. I'm not sure if there's any way for me to get some good angles, so let's head back this way. We're going to help out our teammates. Hopefully, enemy won't be expecting reinforcements to be coming from this angle. As that guy's down, excellent. Around this corner, this Marauder can't get in cover from me. Ah, damn, I thought he was going to have to run into a building, but he managed to get around it. Now we'll start poking around this side here. There's a Thunderbolt that we can start to do damage to. And pump a shot into the Kintaro. Excellent. Hunchback 2C. Gonna throw out some missiles at me. Not much damage, just all into my legs, really. That Mad Cat over there. We got people on either side of us. Boom! Take off the guy's side torso with a good hit from the Gauss rifle. Marauder falling back into cover. Poke out that Marauder. Is he gonna poke again? I want him to poke. Come, Mr. Marauder. I wish to harm you. Put in a pair of Gauss into a Hunchback as he tries to cross. Here comes that Timby. We've shot that guy earlier. Now he's CT open. Echo is CT open. He's still out in the open for us. Boom, put him down. Take off his other side torso. It's 7-6. The battle has been going nicely. 8-6 for us. We can move out a little bit here. Pretty confident. I've got tons of armor. I can just tank this Thunderbolt here. No worries about having to retreat. Take him out. Excellent. There's a person on my rear. Pretend I'm going one direction, then flick around and go the other direction. Flick the Gauss shot to get a nice hit into it. So what I did there was an important thing to learn if you're ever going to be dueling lights. Pretend you're going to be turning one direction. That'll make the light go the other way to try to stay behind you. And then halfway through, after he's already committed to his movement, turn the other direction and he'll run out in front of you. We're just going to push around this corner aggressively because we can. We have the armor. These guys don't. We're just going to push right into them. Who cares? There's nothing they can do about me right now. Using those arms, yes, took him out. Overheated, but it was worth. We've got this Arctic Cheetah here in front of us. Charge up the Gauss, pound it into him, and then burn him dead. Yes! I got like the last 4 kills there. That was great. Let's see what the post-game stats are like. We got 712 damage, 5 kills, 2 assists, with 4 kill most damage dealt. Excellent. 461,000 C-bills earned. So even though we weren't able to do what we wanted to do with this, which is stay back and use our peeking over of a ridgeline, which is probably the best situation for this design, using some good piloting and some good target choice, we managed to do a nice win. And yeah, let's pop out of here. But overall, I think the Blast it's a good mech. It performs. It's a little bit big in the torso. Once this loads back up, we'll talk about its hitboxes and stuff and the few issues that I have with the mech. Because we're going to be comparing it to essentially perfection right now, which is the Mad Cat Mark II. Because the Mad Cat Mark II has a lot more compact of a profile when it comes from the front. So for the Blood Asp here, the side torsos are, I would say, a little easier to pick off from a distance. These shoulder mounts give it some ability to be shot at quite easily. But beyond that, it's still a 90-ton clan Omni with both Endo and Pharaoh, if I'm not mistaken. It has tons of hard points in order to do what it needs to do. It has a good size engine so we can get up to a decent speed, so it's not too fast or too slow. It's a good mech. It's not perfect, but it's definitely like an A instead of an A+ in that sense. But yeah, that is the Blood Asp now, my first impressions of it. I think it's good. If you guys have it, I want to hear your thoughts on the Blood Asp. Maybe try this build out. Is there any builds you've guys been running? Share them with me. I have yet to do anything with those Omnipods in the left and right torso. The one with 3 ballistics and 4 energy. Trying to just do entirely torso and peak mounts. That's maybe something I'll do in the future. But for now, this was 2 builds to try the Blood Asp out. Thanks for watching, and good hunting.